Okay, good morning, year two, and welcome to Monday's math lesson. So we were looking at money after the holidays, and we're going to carry on doing that today. So the first thing we're going to do is we're just going to have a little bit of revision, and we're going to try and recall all the coins. I'm going to recall what they are worth. So are you ready? So this first coin is what? What's that? Small, it's brown. What's it worth? That's right, it's 1p, isn't it? 1p is the smallest amount of money we can have. Remember, we said splitting coins into bronze, silver, and gold. Gold's worth the most, silver's worth the middle, and bronze, brown ones are worth the least, aren't they? Okay, what about this one? Slightly bigger? What's that coin? That's a 2p, isn't it? Well done. So two 1p's, two of these make one 2p, don't they? Okay. Next one, what is this coin? Small silver round coin, isn't it? That's right, it's a 5p. So 5 1p's make 5p. And this coin, slightly bigger round silver coin, what's that worth? That's 10p, isn't it? Well done. And there are 10 1p's in 10p, but there's also how many 5p's in 10p, do you think? That's right, there's 2. Because 5 add 5 is 10. Okay, what's this coin? So this is a 7-sided coin. It's silver. It's quite small. That's a 20p, isn't it? So a 20p is made up of 21p's, two 10p's. How many 5p's would it be? It'd be 4, wouldn't it? Because 5, 10, 15, 20. Excuse me. Okay, what about this coin? What's that worth? That's a 50p, isn't it? And a 50p is how many 1p's? 50. How many 10p's? Let's check. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. How many have I got? 5. Can you make it with 20p's? Just 20p's? No, you can't, can you? Because 20, 40, 60. It's too high, isn't it? So that's a 50p. What about this one? So this one is a gold coin with a silver middle. It's a smaller one. That's right, that's a £1. Now, pounds are worth more than pence, aren't they? So £1 is worth more than 1 pence, 1p. There are 100 pennies in £1. Okay? How many 10p's would there be in £1? We need to get to 100, don't we? So 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. How many have I got? 10. So 10 10p's make a pound. How many 50p's make a pound? Well, 50 and 50 is 100, so 2. And our last coin is, excuse me again, it's got a bit funny. This coin, what's that worth? That's bigger, isn't it? That's a £2 coin. £2 coin. And a £2 coin is worth how many £1 coins are worth £2? How many £2 coins are worth £1? 2. Absolutely. How many 1p's are in £2? Well, if there's 100 in £1, there has to be 200 in £2. Well done. Okay, so we're going to have a look today at some of these equivalents. So you can see here we've got some coins and we've got some number sentences. We're going to fill them in. So the first one says 2p is equal to something add something. So what two coins make 2p? Have a think. You tell your screen. It's going to be 1. Oh, excuse me, that's gone to the back. It's going to be 1 and 1, isn't it? When I can just get it to work. Bear with me for a second. Not doing what I want it to do. It's going to be 1. We've got there in the end. And 1. So, next one, we've got a 10p. What two coins make 10p? Is it going to be 1 and 1 again? It's not, is it? Can it be 2 and 2? 2, 4? No. So let's check. Is it 5 and 5? 5, 10. So 5 and 5 make 10p. What about 20? What two coins make 20? Well, if we know how to count to 20 in tens, 10, 20, it's going to be 2 tens, isn't it? Because 10 add 10 is 20. So 10 add 10 is 20. What about pound? 1 pound equals something add something. Well, we said that before, didn't we? We said it would have to be 50 and 50. Because 50 add 50 is 100, because we know 5 add 5 is 10. And at £2, what two coins make £2? That would be 2 £1 coins, wouldn't it? Sorry about my screen. It's a bit higgledy-piggledy. It's the only way I could figure to do it. So £1 and £1 makes £2. So we can see here that we can make amounts using other amounts by splitting them up, can't we? So 2p can be made with 1p and 1p. 10p can be made with 5p and 5p. 20p can be made with 10p and 10p. £1 can be made with 50p and 50p. And £2 can be made with £1 and £1. Are they the only ways we can make those amounts? Or are there other ways using more coins? There is, isn't there? And we're going to look at that later. So now I want you to have a look at this one. 10p equals 5p add 5p. Now we're going to show that in a different way. We're going to use one of our part whole models to represent that number sentence. So what would be our parts there? It'd be 5 and 5, wouldn't it? So we've got the 5 there. So 10p is the same as 5 add 5. So we know there that 5 add 5 is 10. But we also know that 10 take away 5 has to give us 5, just like our number bonds. Okay. Now I'm going to show you another way, slightly trickier. What happens if it looks like this? Can you see our part whole model here? This one has how many parts? It just has 2, doesn't it? This one, how many parts does that have? It's got 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we already know that one of the parts is 5. So these parts circled in red, if the total's 10 and 5 add 5 make 10, then these 3 parts need to add up to what? They have to add up to 5, don't they? Because we've already got 5 there. So these 3 parts also need to add up to 5. So how can we make 5 with 3 coins? Now, we've got a 1p coin and we've got a 2p coin. So they're going to be useful, aren't they? Can we use the 5p coin? No, because that would make it to 10 with 1, wouldn't it? And we want 3. Can we use the 10 or the 20? No, they're too high, aren't we? So we can only use 2s and 1s. So I'm going to start and think, if I was to do 1 and 1 and 1 in there, would that make 5? No, it would make 1, 2, 3, not enough. If I was to do 2 and 2 and 2 in there, would that make 5? No, it'd make 2, 4, 6. So that's too many. So we're going to have to use a combination of the 2 1s, sorry, of the 2s and the 1s. And that will help us to find the solution. Okay, so let's have a think. If I start with my 2p, because that's my bigger amount, then that will help me to count on, won't it? Let's have a look. So 2p. So now I've got 2. I need to make 5. So what have I got left here now? 3. Okay. So I can use another 2. That's fine, isn't it? What have I got now? 1, 2, 3, 4. What goes with 4 to make 5? That's right, an extra 1. So let's check. Have we made 10p? Well, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we've still got 5 and 5. We've just split that second 5 up into 3 extra parts. Okay, so that 4-part whole model still shows 10p, but we've just made it in a different way. We've made the same amount using a different group of coins. We've split the smallest amount that we can make it in into larger amounts. How about if I had this one? How many parts are there now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This part's 2. So if I do 10, take away 2, that's going to give me the rest of these parts. So 10 take away 2 is 8. So all these need to add up to 8. Now, if you're really good at your times tables, you will know how much we can split 8, how many 4s go into 8, sorry. If you're not, don't worry, we'll do some investigating. So we know we've got 2 there. So if I was to put 5 in, I could put 5 in, and that would make 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That would leave me with 3 in there. Okay, so I could do a 5, a 1, a 1, and a 1. Let's try that. Hold on a minute. Just making sure the coins go in the right place. So I could do a 5, a 1, a 1, and a 1. Let's check. So I'm always going to count from my biggest number because it's easier. So I'm going to start with 5. 5, and my next biggest number is 2, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Have I made 10? I have. Is there an easier way? If I get rid of these, is there an easier way that we can make 10? Well, can we use 10? No. So we're stuck with either 5, 2, or 1, aren't we? They're the only coins we can use because the others are going to make a total that's larger than 10. What was if I use 2s? So 2, 4. Now the rest of that is going to have to make 6, isn't it? So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So I could use 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 2s to make 10. Okay? So it's up to you. There's 2 different ways. There might even be more than 2 different ways to do that. Now, let's have a look at this next one. So we decided, didn't we, that 20 is the same as 10 and 10. How would we represent that in this part whole model? Just a normal 2-part whole model. Well, what are our parts? They're going to be 10 and 10, aren't they? So we just need to do 20p is 10p add 10p. And that gives us the same. That and that show the same thing, but in a different way, don't they? But what happens if we had 3 parts? Now we know that 10 add 10 is 20. Now we've got 1 10 here, but we've got 2 more parts. Now that part, what does it have to add up to? It's going to add up to the same as this part, which is 10, isn't it? Because nothing else has changed. We've just split 1 part into 2 parts. So if I was to put 10 in there, that would make 20 with these 2, which would leave me with 1, so I can't do 10. So if I'm splitting 10 into 2 parts, what 2 parts make 10? What 2 parts would make 10? That's right, 5 add 5. So let's check. If I put 5 there, and 5 there, what do I have? 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Do I get what my total? I do. Are there any other ways I could do it if I've already got 10? Not really, is there? Because they're the only two coins that add up to 10. Okay, let's have a look at the next one. Now, we've got the same number sentence we had before, 20 equals 10 add 10, but we're partitioning it further. So first of all, we're going to look at the first 10 that goes to make 20. And we're going to partition that into two parts. So if I partition 10 into two parts, what two coins are going to make 10? What they're going to be? That's right. They're always going to have to be 5 and 5, aren't they? Because 5 and 5 is always 10. So if I put 5 there and 5 there, that's 10, isn't it? What about for this 10? Well, it's exactly the same. So you can see now that 20 is made out of 10 add 10, but it can also be made out of 5 add 5 add 5 add 5, because 5, 10, 15, 20. So if I was putting this information into my part whole, what am I going to do? I've got 4 parts, and you can see down here I've got 4 parts. So I'm going to put all those parts into the part whole, and then we're going to check it, see if it's right, because we're still making 20p. Let's check. So 5, 10, 15, 20. It's right, isn't it? Well done. Okay, so now we've got another one. We've got £1, and we know it's made up of 50p and 50p. But we need to split 50p into 3 separate parts. And that's going to be quite tricky, isn't it? Because we're not splitting into 2 separate parts now, we're splitting into 3. Well, let's think about what coins I can use. Well, I could use 1 and 2, but 2, 4, 6 is the highest I can get with 2, and 1, 2, 3 is the highest I get with 3. They're not 50, are they? So I can't use those. I could use 10. I could use 5, sorry. 5, 10, 15. Not very good on its own. I could use 10. 10, 20, 30. Closer, not quite 50 though. Or I could use 20, 20, 40, 60. Now that's too high. So we're looking at something between 20 and 10. Perhaps we could use both. So let's have a think. So if I start with my bigger coin, which is 20, that's going to help me. That gives me an idea of what I need to do, because we've got 20 as one of the parts. Now, I could use a 10, but actually, if I use another 20, that's going to make 40, which is still under 50, which is what I want. So we've got 20, 10, 20, 30, 40. What goes with 40 to make 50? Well, it's 10 more, isn't it? So it's going to be an extra 10. So let's double check. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. Are those 3 parts the same as the whole? They are. And we're going to do the same again for this 50. Another 2 20s. And a 10. Okay, so now we've got a purse at the bottom that wants us to make £1. You can see that it's labelled on there in 2 different ways. And we've got 2 different ways there. The first way is 50 and 50. That makes £1. The second way is 20, 20, and 10, which makes our first 50, and 20, 20, and 10, which makes our second 50. Let's double check. 20, 40, 60, 80, 90, 100, £1. Could we do that in another way? We could if we wanted to. We could split that into different ways. It doesn't tell us how many coins we have to use. We can use as many or as few as we want. You could do 100 1p's. You could do 52 p's. You can mix up the coins. It's entirely up to you. Okay, now we're going to get down to the challenge. So this says, show 3 different ways you could make this amount. And it's 20p. So we could do 1p's. But if I'm going to be drawing these like you are, don't really want to do 21p's. That's a lot of coins to draw. So I'm going to start with the easiest one. Well, if I want to make 20p, I've already got a coin that makes 20p here. Just bring that to the front. That's 20p, isn't it? So that's my first way, just a 20p coin. Now my second way, I can't go higher than 20 because that's going to be too much. So I can't use 50. But my next coin, 10, I could use how many 10s to make 20? Well, 1 add 1 is 2. 10 add 10 is 20. So I'm going to use 2 10s to make 20. 10, 20. So that's my second way. Now my third way, I could split these 10s even more, couldn't I? So I could go 10 is made of 5 and 5. So I'm going to split 10 up into 2 5s. So 5, 10. That's my first 10. Then my next 10. 5, 10. Let's count what we've got. 5, 10, 15, 20. So all those ways make 20. There are others. You could use 2s. How many 2s would you need to make 20? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. I could use 10 2s. I could use 21s. Okay, if I wanted to, I could look at this and say, I'm going to get rid of one of those 5s. And I'm going to make 5 in a different way. So I know to make 5, I need 2 2s and a 1. So there's my 2 2s. And there's my 1. Let's double check if we've still got 20. 5, 10, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Still got 20. Okay. I could say, well, I'm going to get rid of the 5 and the 5 that makes 10. And I'm going to put a 10 in there. Let's check if it still makes 20. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So I can make it in lots of different ways just by splitting up each part into different ways. Okay. What about this one? Show 3 different ways we could make 60p. How could we do that? Well, what's the easiest way? Can I do it with 1 coin? Can I make 60p with 1 coin? I can't, can I? I don't have a 1 coin that makes 60p. So I'm going to have to use at least 2 coins. So can I use, what's the nearest coin to 60p? Pound? That's too high, isn't it? So it's going to be 50. So if I start with 50 and I put 50 there, what else do I need to get to 60? Well, if 5 add 1 is 6, then 5 10s add 1 10 is 60. So I'm going to need an extra 10, aren't I? Let's double check. 50, 60. Okay, let's try another way. Well, let's have a think. I could stick with my 50, but instead of using 10, I could split 10 up into 2 5s because we know 2 5s make 10. Let's check if we've still got 60. 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60. Okay, my last one. Well, I'm going to split the 50 up now. And I know that 50 is made up of 2 20s and 1 10. So I'm going to split it up that way. So 20. Sorry, it keeps knocking my screen off every time it does it. 20. 10. That's 50. And what's going to go with it? Well, I need to make an extra 10. So I could use an extra 10 coin like this. Or if I want to be more, so let's just double check if that's right. 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. But if I want to be even more adventurous, get rid of that 10, I'm going to use some 2s. How many 2s make 10? Let's check. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 5. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Let's double check. 20, 40, 50, 52, 54, 56, 58, 60. Again, I've made 3 different ways of making 60. Okay. Now a pound. How could I make a pound? Well, do we have a coin that's equal to a pound? We do, don't we? £1. So that's the first way I'm going to do it. Nice and easy. There we go. Pound. What else do we know that equals a pound? Well, if we know our money facts, we know that 2 50p's make a pound. Now, my last one's going to be a little bit trickier because I've used the pound and I've used the 2 50s. So maybe perhaps I'll stick with 150 and then I'll make the other 50 that I know I need using different coins. So I think I'm going to make the 50 in the nice, easy way. Well, 2 20s and a 10. So that makes 50, doesn't it? 20, 40, 50. Let's double check if we're right. 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, £1. If I wanted to, get rid of that 10 and make the 10 with something else. So I might use, for example, 2 5s. $50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 100. Again, if I wanted to go even more complicated, I'll get rid of that 5 and make the 5 use another coin. So I can use 2 2s and a 1. So 2, 4, 5. Let's double check again. 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 100. See how we can change that every time. We can make it as easy or as hard as we want to. It's up to you. You fancy a challenge, see how many coins you can use. If you're not sure, just try and use the smallest amount of coins. Now we're going to do a couple more before I set you off on your task. And first one, now these are a little bit more complicated. This one's 47p. Do I have a 47p coin? No, I don't, do I? So I'm going to have to use different coins. Well, what's the closest coin to 47? Can I use 50? No, that's too large, isn't it? That's bigger than 47. So what's the one below 50? 20. How many 20s are going to need? Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to partition 47 in a different way. And I'm going to show you what I mean. I'm going to look at 47 as if it's 2 parts, 40 and 7. And I'm going to make the 40 first because that's the nice, easiest bit to make. Because 20 and 20 make 40. Now I just need to make the 7. So how do I make 7? Well, I've not got a 7p coin. 10's too high, so I'm going to start with 5 because 5 is a nice coin close to 7 that I can start with. So 5. And what do I need to go with 5 to make 7? Well, I need 3 more, don't I? Because 5, 6, 2 more, 6, 7. So I'm going to use a 2p. And I'm going to double check whether I've made 57p. 47p, sorry. Getting confused now. Let's double check. 10, 20, 30, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47. Done. Okay, now I'm going to make it in a different way. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make 40 using tens because it's nice and easy to count in tens. So I'm going to go 10, 20, 30, 40. So I've made the tens part, I've made the 40. Now I need to make 7. I could make 7 in the same way because it's different because the other one's made with the 40 is made with 20. But I'm going to make 7 slightly differently. I'm going to still use a 5, but instead of using a 2p coin, what can I use instead to make that 2? That 2 that's here. I can use 2 ones, can't I? So 1, 2. Okay, let's double check. Sorry, this is going a bit funny. Let's double check if we are right. So we've got 10, 20, 30, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47. Brilliant, we've done it. Okay, now I need one more. So this time I'm going to think about how to make the 40. Well, I'm going to start with 20 again, but I can't use another 20 because I've already used 20. So I'm going to make the other 20 using 2 tens. In fact, I'm not. I'm going to make the other 20 using a 10. So that's 10, 20, 30, and 2 5s to make that extra 10. Then I'm going to make my 7. So I'm going to use 2s. 2, 4, 6. 2, 4, 6. So I'm trying to make 7. So how many more do I need? 1 more. Let's double check if we've got it. 10, 20, 30, 35, 40, 42, 44, 46, 47. There we go. 3 different ways of showing 47p. I'm going to do one more just before we move on. In fact, we'll do 2 more. Now I want to make 84p. So 84p. Again, my first check. Do I have an 84p coin? No. Do I have an 80p coin? No. Can I use a pound? No, it's too high. So what's the nearest coin that's closest to 84 without going over it? 50, isn't it? It has to be 50. So I'm going to start with my 50p coin. I'm going to pop it there. Now I can't use another 50 because that's going to take me to 100. So now I've made 50. Remember, if I'm splitting this up, I'm splitting 84p into 80 and 4, aren't I? What do I need to make 80? What goes with 5 to make 8? 1, 2, 3. So what goes with 50 to make 80? 30. How am I going to make 30? Well, I'm going to do it really easy. A 20 and a 10. So here's my 20, 50, 60, 70 there, and 110 gives me 80. Now I need to make the 4. Nice and easy. How can I make the 4? Well, I can't use 5 because it's too big. I'm going to use 2 2s. 2, 4. Let's double check whether it's right. 50, 60, 70, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84. That's one way. Now we need another way. So again, start with 80. I'm going to start with 50 again. This time, the other 30 I need, I'm going to just make with 5s. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. So let's double check if I've got 80, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80. Now I just need to make the 4. Again, I'm going to use the 2 and the 2. Because it is different, isn't it? The ones might be the same, but the 10s are different. Now, my last one, I'm going to have to make 84 again. And this time, I'm not going to use a 50. I'm going to start with a 20. And I'm going to count in 20s until I get to 80. 20, 40, 60, 80. Remember, counting in 20s is the same as counting in 10s, in 2s, but 10 times bigger. So it's got 0 at the end. Let's check if I've got 80. 20, 40, 60, 80. Then I need 4 this time. I'm going to use 4 1s because I've used 2 2s a lot. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's double check. 20, 40, 60, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84. Now remember, there's more ways than that to make it. It's just breaking them down and making them in different ways, okay? And we'll do one more, 99p. So again, I'm going to break it up. It's going to be into 90 and 9. Okay, so how am I going to make 99? Well, pound's too big because that's 100. So I'm going to have to start, well, I don't have to, but I'm going to choose to start with the nearest coin, which would be 50. So what goes with 50 to make 90? Well, what goes with 5 to make 9? 1, 2, 3, 4. So what goes with 50 to make 90? 40. What's an easy way to make 40? Well, the easiest way I can think of is a 20 add 20. Okay, let's double check if I've got the 90. 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. Okay, now I need to make the 9, don't I? So I can't use 10, that's too big. I'm going to try and do it similarly to what I've done with the 10s. So rather than using 5 10s, I'm going to use 5 1s, a 5p coin. Instead of doing 2 10s, I'm going to just do 2 1s, which is a 2p coin. And instead of using another 2 10s, I'm going to use another 2 1s. Let's double check if we're right. 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99. So that's one way of doing it. Now, another way we could do it, we could use, nice and straightforward, 9 10s, because 9 10s makes 90. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. Then I need to make my 9 1s. So again, could use 9 of the 1s. I'm not going to because I've not got enough space, but you could. I'm going to use 2s until I get as close as I can. So 2, 4, 6, 8. How many more do I need to get to 9? 1 more. 10. Okay, I'm not going to do the last one. I'm going to get you to get a piece of paper and have a go, draw the coins, see, or use real ones, see if you can make me 99 in that last spot. How could you do it? Okay, so pause the video whilst you do that and see if you were able to do it. Okay, now our work today, you're going to be doing something similar. You're going to be looking at part whole models in your worksheet and you're going to be making amounts of money in different ways. So if you're the easier group, you're going to be doing some amounts. You're going to be drawing them for me using coins in different ways. The trickier group, you're going to be doing the same, but the numbers are slightly trickier. Now, when you finish, there is an extension. I'm just going to talk you through that extension just to show you what you need to do just in case you're stuck. You have a piece of paper that looks like this. What you're going to do in the middle, get yourself or your mum or dad or whoever's looking after you at home to write you a 2-digit number, less than 100, okay? And a pence sign at the end. So say your parents said 45p. They'd write that in the middle. Now, in each of these 4 boxes, you need to make 45p. So I might do, you're going to draw them. I'm going to use the coins just to show you. You might do 20 and 20, which is 40. And then 5, which is 45. Okay. You might do 10, add 10, add 10, add 10, add 2, add 2, add 1, which is 45. You might do 20, add 10, add 10, add 5, which is another different way of making 45. Or you might do 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45. Now there's more than 4 ways to do that, but can you see I've done that in 4 ways? So that is your extension challenge. I think there's a reasoning sheet as well. So good luck year 2. Let me know how you get on. Use real money if you need to, okay, to help you. Bye.